starts within 2 weeks. 2 things you won't see in 2023. With financing available for as low as $375 a month, the time is now. Call or go online today to save thousands with in-ground pool design. Make 2022 the year you beat the heat.
Ciao!
Rachel's Italian adventure rolls on.
It's part 2. Do it!
And Tuscany could not be tastier with Due dinners made straight from Rachel's garden. Next, Rachel.
Weekdays at 2 on Local 3.
You know, I think every weekend probably here in the Tennessee Valley there is an event going on that works to give back to a cause. That's because we're a very giving community here, and rightly so. So this upcoming Saturday is your chance to be part of the Cammy's Cause 5K Run and Walk. Emily Collier is here. She's with the MCR Foundation. Pam Kelly is a board member and a longtime advocate for the cause. So welcome to you both. So how many years is this for the run?
This is the 17th annual on September the 17th. Yep.
Was that purposely done?
Well, it just happened to line up that way for us.
So, you know, a lot of people think that their event is a great one, and it is. Yeah. But 17 years to bring something like this to the community means you've perfected it and people appreciate the message and the cause. So what is it for? I'll let you kind of tell the story.
So it is for the MCR Foundation. And 17 years ago, Mary Cameron Robinson passed away after a 14-year battle with an eating disorder. And Cammy's friends and family started the foundation to provide resources to the community free of charge to promote healthy body image and self-esteem, all for the prevention of eating disorders. And Cammy did pass away in the month of September. So the race is held every September as a way to honor Cammy and sort of also promote the legacy that that is now.
Pam, I was able to be a part of a recent fundraiser that y'all had, Bow Ties and Blossoms, and I learned a lot in that involvement to realize that just 17 years ago, a little bit more than that, that Chattanooga did not have any resources available for people walking this path.
It's true. It is so true. And the honest part about this is it's still difficult for people to take it as seriously as it really is, but MCR helps so much by giving you information, by giving you directions of therapists and dietitians and help in the community, anything that you would need. And it makes my heart break to think of those years ago that absolutely did not have that. And the progression of the fact that eating disorders are still as serious as they are 17 years later.
Right. I know that you said you wanted to try to keep it kind of upbeat because, you know, it can get a very heady conversation, but the fact is y'all see hope every day through your work at MCR.
We do see hope. We do see hope because anything that you do that puts a light shine on a problem gives you opportunity to fix a problem. And I think that that's the truth with this. And the beauty about this walk in the run is that it gives us a chance to celebrate the fact that we have life, that we have fresh air, that we have everything that we can do to stay together in community and enjoy the lives that we have. And even those that are suffering, they still have a life to live, and we want to support them.
That sense of community is a big one, isn't it, Emily? Because I would imagine, because your phone's ringing every day probably with people saying, hey, this is my situation, can you help me? And sometimes I guess they feel like they have to sort of be private with it and hiding with it. Coming to this walk, they can blend in if they want, but feel like they're a part of something that's helping.
Yeah, I think it gives a lot of people an opportunity to come and just support, whether you have suffered yourself, whether you have a friend or family that has suffered with any kind of body image issue. We want, you know, you to come and celebrate, like Pam said. We are here, we are alive, we can move our bodies, and everybody is different, and this is an opportunity to kind of come together and support that initiative.
The conversation, I mean, I've talked to y'all for a long, long time, and I still find myself not really always sure that I'm asking things the right way or saying things the right way. Is this the right understanding that if you are struggling with an eating disorder, that is really the symptom of another issue that needs to be addressed? Is that a fair way to say it?
Yeah, I will use Pam's words, and that eating disorders never stand alone. There's always something else underlying, and either underlying or co-occurring. It's never just about food and body image. There's always something else under the surface as well.
So I asked that question, Pam, because there are some things that we can all just kind of begin to learn to say or not say. So the dismissiveness that you mentioned we used to see and not taking it seriously, that's where that conversation comes in, right?
We have to have conversation, because there's nothing to be ashamed of. I tell people I work with every day that you didn't do anything wrong. You coped the way that you need to cope. For some people that means restricting to the point that their body's undernourished. And just because you're not looking like you're starving to death does not mean you're not undernourished and you're not sick enough. So I think that's part of it, is like recognizing that restricting, overeating, binging, having body image disturbance to where you are just not comfortable in your own skin is something that we need to celebrate each other and be open to talk about it and not feel like there's something wrong with us, because we cope the best way we can.
Right. We have less than 2 minutes left. Something else I learned earlier in the summer from you is that this is impacting boys.
Yes.
Even athletes.
Absolutely, especially athletes, I would say. I just think that there's just a lot of pressure in general to be a teenager and or a young child, and a lot of times, like Pam just said, people are going to cope the way that they cope, and you can internalize that, and then you can cope in certain ways. And I think we are seeing more boys, and we're seeing them younger and younger. You're seeing kids that are afraid to take their shirt off at a pool party, and that's not something a 10-year-old needs to be thinking about. They just need to be enjoying the pool party. Right. But I think, you know how I feel about social media and all the things, and I could go down that rabbit hole, but I think just the constant inundating of images and ideals that are not reality, that's affecting kids younger and younger. And then you take an athlete who's got the pressure to perform, and in terms of athletics, kids are under more pressure than they were 20 years ago in terms of athletics. So you've just got all of those things kind of combined and compounding, that you are seeing a lot more younger and younger boys, girls. It's across the board.
So if you want to come out and have a great time, September weather, you can't beat it. Go to Ross's Landing on September 17th. The race begins at 8:30. They'll take the registration walk up at 7:30, but can you go online?
Yes, we would love for you to go online and register online. That ends on the Friday night before the race, and if you have to make a game time decision, that's okay too. Come on down starting at 7:30. We will take walk-up registrations, and then the actual race starts at 8:30. And there's a 1 mile as well. Perfect. So it's great for kids and families, and if you've got strollers are welcome. Anybody and everybody, you can go at your own pace. You can do the 5K, or if you want to just do a 1 mile walk, you can do that too.
And you would be surprised if you could learn the numbers that are here in your own backyard. You might not think that this is a pervasive problem in Chattanooga, but it is. It's just a human problem.
Yes.
So the monies that you pay towards being part of this event very well could come back to help you at some point, certainly someone you know.
Absolutely.
Thank you both.
Thank you.
2 Sonic Chop House cheeseburgers coming up.
Adding the crispy onions.
Spreading the Chop House aioli.